Hello, welcome to Simply Linux, where today we are going to have a look at Ubuntu Mate, or Mate, or however you want to pronounce it. They don't care, we don't care. Okay, this is the 1910 version, which is going to be the latest distro of scrutiny for the Biddle next week. So we'll start this off. I've set it up with 4 gigs of RAM and the usual business there, as I do with most. So we'll boot Mr. VirtualBox. Just wait for it to load. We have the little Mate symbol in the middle. Insignia, whichever you like to call it. Okay, and we've got to a Mate type desktop so far. Okay, install as super user. Well, yes, that will be helpful. Let's see if we got any kind of, no we don't, of course not. So, I will just use the zoom function of VirtualBox Gold mode. Let's install Ubuntu Mate. Now I've noticed that the other one, hang on, let me quit that just for a second. Quit the install now, yes. I'm hoping that doesn't put me into and I seem to have crashed it. Have I crashed you? Yeah, force quit. Quit. Okay. And just comes up with the Mate desktop with the installer. That isn't what I was expecting. So bear with me just a moment here. I don't actually want to think I want to okay, let me log out. It's got to live user session. And it's just kicking me straight back there again. Okay, let's see if I can shut down and restart the machine, which I can. I obviously went to the wrong place, which is cool. I probably couldn't now with no OS. Yep, but it has killed off the it kills off the ISO. So we'll go here and we'll just put that back, which we have, and we'll start the ISO again because I didn't see the run as thinking, but obviously it can be run as alive because we saw the Mate come up. So anyway, I'm not going to mess around anymore. It's probably an Ali problem. Interesting, if you do try to quit the installer though, it will freeze up, having to force quit. And I suppose many people do that, so I'm not quite sure if it went untested or not, or it passed the test in their hands and not in mine, which is very cool. It happens. Oh yes, we do. Okay, let's try the it just grays out after I've clicked the button. Fair enough. Let's go UK. We've got the ubiquitous installer, which we know and love. I won't do any downloads of updates, but I want to install third parties. In fact, yes, let's make this a normal install, because it's only fair. Notice so far we should be getting to the partitioning screen, and we'll see if we have the ZFS, which is what I will not be doing today. There is an experimental arrest and use the FS if you wish, or something else, but I am just going to use the default here, and I'll continue, because last time I tried to use the FS, it failed spectacularly for me personally. So we'll do this. Yeah, I know it's a password mismatch. I thought I missed a character out. Okay, required login to password. Yes, please. Login auto. No, thank you. I will click and continue. And now we're onto the copying files, and Ubuntu plus Mate equals love equals Ubuntu Mate. Okay, that's what it's saying on the initial screen there. So anyway, I am going to be going off for a cup of coffee because this does the Windows thing of copying the files first before installing them. So I'll be back shortly. I'll come back after a 3-course meal and a cup of coffee. No, just a cup of coffee. And we're at the configuring hardware stage. I do wish Ubuntu does actually update the installer for this. There does seem to be a little bug where you can actually make it freeze or crash. And so, yeah, it needs to be tied up, and it also needs, in my personal view, just needs streamlining in some way, because it takes a lot longer to install Ubuntu than a lot of other distros. It is just a personal thing to me. I can't understand why it can't just on the fly copy everything to the hard drive, uncompress and install as many other distros do. I'm hoping that gets looked into. I mean, it's a nice enough looking installer, but it can be fooled and tricked and broken. So we know that Steam and Minecraft are supported. At the box we have Rhythm Box maybe, and Celluloid. What else do we have? Okay, it's removing a lot of packages, as does the GNOME version as well. So this is just a standard Ubiquity installer. It is an easy enough installer as long as you go next, or not too complicated with it. Oh, she does like kind of fall apart or freeze. So I'm hoping that gets looked into and maybe streamlined in some way. Change the compression as well. Change to something like the unfortunately named ZSTD or ZSTD, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Just having somebody walk past the flat there. If you heard it in the background, a little crunching, because it's all gravel. We have a solid paved stone straight outside the front door, but after that it's a gravel drive, gravel everywhere. So it does get a bit crunchy underfoot. And it uses celluloid for its local movie player by looks, but we'll have a look all at that once she is installed. And it's downloading the packages for the codecs and that etc that I asked for. So that's going to be another minute or so. I hope this isn't boring you too much. There is a skip button there, but I'm not going to be hitting it. So anyway, I'll be back in a mo after this has done. Okay, welcome back, and well, I'm back. You don't. I know. Whatever. Shut up, Ali. So we're rebooting now, hopefully into the newly installed Ubuntu Mate. So let's do this. As the usual splash screen, doing its thing. Okay, let's see. So I've got present VirtualBox and it's asking me for my password, which I can't see I'm typing. There we go. And it's loading up its desktop. And we're in Light Flynn. Okay, this is your Mate desktop, which is kind of cool. So at the top, we'll ignore the menu for a minute. We've got a present home on the desktop there, which gives our desktop documents the usual folders that you would find. We have a notification. We have our internet, battery, sound, time and date, and about this computer, system settings, all that kind of business can be found under the old cog. That looks like a power button actually, but it's actually a cog there. We have an update, software update at the bottom there, which tells us software has been issued since Ubuntu 1910. We would like to install it now, and there's a few there, so yeah, I will do that because that'll be fair. So I'll click install now and just let it download the updates, which hopefully shouldn't be too long, and I'll just pause the video while it does that. Okay, we're at the install stage now of the updates. It was only 2 updates it needed to download. It must have downloaded the rest on the install, because I was questioning myself whether it just downloaded the packages or downloaded the packages and installed the updates, but evidently it just seems to download the packages ready for installation when needed. So it doesn't actually update the OS as it's installing, or doesn't seem to. So we'll just let this carry on. Had a good time on Biddle last Saturday night, where we spoke about where Ubuntu is heading and where it was going, and we figured out that this green is a cucumber green, or fresh cucumber, something similar to that, for Mate, and it's been still being maintained and worked on by Wimpy there, so very cool. He has a passion for it, and he does it in his spare time and stuff. Really cool conversation we had of where Ubuntu was heading, where it would want to be heading, with tier 1 people like movie studios and that would like to see Ubuntu there. Major companies, etc. So that's where they're heading, of course. Also discussed what was the legalities, kind of. Right, this computer is up to date. The legalities of putting Ubuntu on old equipment, say, for resale, would there be a problem? And the answer is basically no, as long as you're not pouring out hundreds and hundreds of the things. So anyway, let's have a look. We've got the Mate menu here, so we'll have a look. I prefer Mate to GNOME, personal opinion, my personal preference. It's more GNOME 2-ish, of course, as it was a fork of GNOME 2. So under accessories we've got backups, backups and a carriage map. We have the Grandpa Archive Manager, which is the Mate one. We have the Mate Calculator, Mate Bunch Viewer. We have the search tool, password keys, the plank, which is literally a plank. Pluma for particular redshift. Take a screenshot and a Mate guide. Administration, we got a login. I keep moving my mouse. Login window, printer setup, software and updates, software boutique of course, software updater, time and date, etc. Under education there's literally nothing there, so I'm not quite sure why the subsection will be there with nothing there. Graphics, we got a document scanner, which will scan documents. I have made, because I shot well. We'll have a look at these in a moment. For our internet, they gave us a couple of options here of Firefox and transmission for our BitTorrents. No email reader as far as I could see yet. A Trill Evolution is our email reader. I was wrong, it's under Office, when we have the LibreOffice but not Base. And we have the Mate Dictionary. Under Preferences, we have the About Me, the additional drivers if you should need them. Manage and change your network connections, blah blah blah. I will go to additional drivers because they normally have a script there for the display. Benson Virtual in VirtualBox. It says this device is not working, and I can do that. And just to see if I can do anything. Just says continues, there is no okay, so there doesn't seem to be a way of getting NVIDIA tools through the menu there. Anyway, we've got displays, of course. I don't know if I can adjust the display past the 800 by 6. I can actually. So let's increase that to 1440 by 900. Yeah, let's do that. Let's apply. Keep. Apply. And I'll come off scope mode. Okay, click this config and close. Okay, so everything's got a bit more tiny as you can imagine, but that's fine as well. Okay, that's more or less the preferences, keyboard shortcuts, mouse tweaks of course, onboard settings and pop-up notifications, all that kind of stuff. Let's have a look under Mate tweaks. Desktop icons, you can add a trash icon etc if you wish. On the panel, you can change the interface of the panel to something like contemporary, and yeah, that's okay, which gives us that. So the panel's been changed a little bit, but not by much. So we'll go back to familiar. All good. On Windows, we have enable animations, enable window snapping, and do not auto maximize new windows. But we can also undecorate maximize windows of course, and do not show windows while moving. Very cool. We'll close that. So that's the little tweaks you can do to the Mate desktop without going to the config. Under audio and video, we have Cheese for our webcam, GNOME movie playback, and Rhythm Box. Although I was expecting another movie player for some reason. I'm pretty sure it said it had something else. In 2017 that one was released. And I can't remember what it said. It was on one of those slides that slides over. System tools, we've got Kaja, which is our file manager. So we'll have a look at Kaja here. Really cool. On 1.2.2, very cool. Based off Nautilus, which was the known file manager back in the day. We have the GW package installer, of course, disk usage analyzer, system monitor, and make terminal power statistics. Let's see if we've got HTOP installed. We don't, so that could be easily rectified. Okay, we'll do that. See where we're sitting at 584 megabytes of RAM, which isn't too bad. And it has made a swap file or a swap of nearly a gigabyte there. Won't be touching that, but yeah, well, it isn't bad at all. 584 meg, close terminal. Because it was a process running it, it's asking me whether I really wanted to do that. And we have Magnus, which is a neat magnifying tool. So we can go over there, and it doesn't allow you to magnify upon magnify its own window, which is rather cool. And you've got a choice of magnifications up to 5 times. So if I put it over present home there, you can actually see the pixels, the way the font's made. Cool. So let's have a look at some more programs. Right, we just updated Firefox, so we'll start Firefox up there. Starts up as a vanilla page in Firefox. Doesn't go to any kind of Ubuntu page. And we're on 70.0. Very cool. And it's telling me, do I want to close tabs? Of course I want to close tabs. Other stuff was Shotwell. Let's have a look under Shotwell. Under the Mate stroke GNOME app, the one that is getting sued at the moment for unknown reasons. This was released in 2016, or has a copyright date of 2016 for Shotwell on this particular version. We have LibreOffice, so let's load up Libre. As you can see, base database is actually missing from the list there. So right up writer, I could have gone straight to writer anyway. And we know it's 6.3, but is it the 2.2? It is. So a very recent release of LibreOffice. We know it's running the 5.3.0 kernel. Don't need to look for that. Bluetooth manager, Cheese, of course, Rhythmbox. Rhythmbox is a rather nice music application to play your podcasts and radio, etc. Where you have choices of different genres on the left there, and under that genre is all the radio stations it's willing to pick up right now. Although we could view all, actually we can't because view all is unticked. And it seems to be Americanized in the list of radios here. Also LibreFM, etc, etc. So that's all cool. So that's for our podcasts and all that kind of business. So that's Rhythmbox. Nice little music player. And we also have power statistics. HTOP I've just installed, but we have to power it. The NRTech is my battery. And of course the processor. Per second, GBus error. Okay, I'm getting a GBus error, can't enable timer stats. That's a shame. Maybe a sensors issue where I haven't set the sensors up. We have the Mate control sensor. Expenditure groups here, or you can load the full page, which is here. So we have the usual printers, software updates, time, date. Also, all of this is found in the menu itself, of course. Looking for the main menu, onboard settings, startup application, preferred apps. All that kind of business can be done from there, and we have the software boutique, which I will be booting up. And it's stocking, so I'll just put the panel away. And as you can see, it's come up with the first screen here, software centers. Install one of the software centers to explore complete Ubuntu Mate. So this is just a front end to the most popular, most likely, programs you can get. It's nowhere near the full list. I did notice we got Minecraft, we got Ludris, Hedge Wars, Frozen Bubble. I believe you'll see Steam on here as well. We've got Nexius, of course, Plain Linux, which is an excellent wine wrapper, by the way. We do have Steam, SuperDeluxe card, etc, etc. All the goodies to download. On the graphics, we have Blender, of course, Darktable, Display Cal, Entangle, GIMP, of course, very cool. If I click install, there is the clue there to be installed. And if I apply changes, GIMP will be downloaded. Of course, it wants my password to do so. And it seems to be grabbing GIMP from the dev packages rather than from snaps or anywhere like that. So that's cool also. We'll find out what kind of what version of GIMP. It should be 2.10. So we'll download that. Also download the big help file. Just let it carry on with that, and I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. So if you hear a strange noise now, it's just me banging the microphone with my laptop. Nope, didn't bang it this time. And my coffee will be getting cold, you see. So we'll install the GIMP. Okay, it's applying changes. Now I have installed this to an SSD and it's running okay, but it isn't lightning fast. But everything is as snappy as it should be. As you can see, when I hit the menu, it's instantly opening. There's no real lag anywhere, to be honest. Although saying that, I'm getting lag now. That major lag as it's installing. Yeah. I'll just reload that. And I managed to crash the menu. Not quite sure how I did that. I wasn't doing anything special. Shouldn't have happened, but there you go. That's the Mate terminal, I assume. Yep, make terminal. Terminal for the Mate desktop, which is our new release. And it's telling me GIMP's ready to use, and I can click finish. I will close that and I will go back to the Mate menu. Oh, it's expensive. So we'll send that because this will help the developers. So if we can, we will send a bug report. Okay, the hard drive is flashing away there. I must move soon. It's probably gathering some information that is needed. And interestingly, Alan Pope had only just released a video today about bug reporting. So I've clicked send, but I'm not quite sure if anything else is meant to pop up. I'll just leave this video then as is. Unsure whether it is actually doing anything in the background. But it did at the time. Actually just in, but I can't see any bug reporting tool come up as it does in Ubuntu. So maybe that isn't implemented on this, or if it is, it's not showing its face yet. And I can tell by the processor that it is actually going a bit rapid, so let me check what's happening here. No, there's no reason. Now my fans are actually calmed down. Let's see if there is anything in there that's actually doing. We've got Marco. Don't know what Marco is, I'll be honest. Network manager, Kaja, init splash, blah blah. But I can't see anything that will be a bug reporting tool unless it's Marco itself. But Marco could be the panel for all I know. I'm not a Mate aficionado by any stretch of the imagination. I should learn more about stuff before I install it, I know, but I normally just install and use. I don't normally need to know certain things unless I'm building it, which is why I do know a lot about my own OS's and not about other people's, if that makes any sense. But I learn slowly. So yeah, so far we've had a crash on the menu, and for some reason had an internal error, but it hasn't brought down the system. It all seems to be working nice. Now let's see what the memory is on here, which will be a lot different from, yeah, it's using the giga memory now according to this, but it really isn't. I don't believe it is. It's reporting the gig there, but it's only reporting 633 meg there. So either that software, the system monitor takes 300 megabytes, which I wouldn't think, because that'd be like half the desktop and OS. Just for a system monitor would be ridiculous. See the power statistics and that still isn't working. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to reboot. And the reason I'm going to reboot is to flush out any kind of stuff. Okay. I am back in. Alright, we're back. And I don't see, let me go to as a fresh install there. £571 meg, which is a lot more reasonable. And now this has popped up the old welcome screen. I would have expected that the last time round. Isn't that interesting? We've got browser selection, desktop layout, donate, shop, get involved, introductions and all that kind of business, chat room and software. Click on the introduction, well retrospective future. Let's just scroll down, which I am trying to do. There we go. Similar to Windows and OS X, Chrome, Mate, desktop variation, GNU Linux. Explain yourself the objectives. What is Ubuntu Mate? Explain it, and explaining the Mate desktop itself. And that is open source. And explains why it's different to others. Linux not created, supported by just one company, supported by Intel, Red Hat, and so on and so forth. So that's very cool, but weird that it didn't come up in the first place. So anyway, what do I think of Mate? Well, I think there can be some improvements, to be honest. And I know I'm running this in a virtual machine, but I can't see that as an excuse to little bugs that I found. I managed to crash the installer, or freeze it, just by clicking quit. It froze the installer, it wouldn't quit, and then restarted, which threw me to a live session desktop. I've managed to crash the menu while installing another program, which should never happen, and then I had the internal hardware where it said send data, but never did. But I will leave it as is for the video for that. Anyway, that's a quick look round Ubuntu Mate. There is some work that needs to be doing on it, I found. But I said that's just a personal thing. It may not happen to everybody, it may be just my bad luck today. So yeah, and the installer is, again, Ubiquity does need, in my humble opinion, and people may argue with me over this, and that is absolutely fine, needs to be trimmed down and made a bit quicker. I am an impatient person. Anything takes 10 or 15 minutes to install is a long time to install an operating system. It does the Windows things where it will copy the files over to the hard drive first, and then it uncompresses them, or that's what it seems to be doing. And the only other operating system I know to do that is Windows, and that infuriates me as well. It should be at a stage now where all Linuxes, and most do, they decompress on the fly, and it just knocks a lot of time off. That's just personal. That's nothing against the installer itself. I can crash it if I want to, and have done, on both Mate and Ubuntu now. So anyway, I'll leave you in peace, and thank you for watching. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. If you want to tell me off for something, put it in the comments. Do not mind. Criticism, good and bad, is always good. It really is. And if you want me to do a video about your favourite distro, where I will be honest about it, regardless, even if it's PC loss, I am honest about that as well. I tell you all about the bugs and little things about that when I come across them. It's only fair. So, okay, we'll see you soon. Take care and cheerio.